So today on Project Shop, we are back on these big motors. So what I'm gonna do today is try to get the copper out so we can finish this up and see how much money we made. Now, like I said in those other videos, that rotor, pretty much except for like $100 or $130 or whatever, paid for the whole thing. So all the steel I got there, of that rotor, which weighs over a ton, is pretty much already got me in profit. But now we need to get the real profit out of here. So first thing I'm going to do is come in here and remove these cables. I'll run them up on the wire stripper. We'll get some number 2 copper out of that. Not sure how they're connected here. I think I'm just going to come out here with my jaw and cut them, or yeah, I think I'm going to come up with the jaw because I want the spreader jaw out here to assist in kind of loosening these things up. These things are tough, man. I rammed into this with the forklift last night to see if I could push these out. Not so easy. So once I get this out of here, we're just going to try to get a chain up on one of these and see if I can't free it up. The fact that these things are, here's the situation that I see is going to be a problem. This one is way over here, right? And then the other side goes way over here on the back side. So getting this to just pull straight out, I can see is going to be problematic. Hydraulics are moving slow, man. That oil's cold. Even my hydraulic pump don't like the cold weather. Man, you really got to wear some gloves with this stuff. Really thick gloves too, because everything about this stuff is sharp. Even this wire is like glued with that shellac. It's like on everything. Wow. Looks like my thoughts that because these things are on like a weird angle, it's just kind of pinching it in there. I'm not getting a straight pull. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is cut these crowns off, and then we'll go from there, man. If I might be able to knock them down once I get a straight edge on there, but in this configuration, I think the best thing to do is cut the crown off. About wrecked my tripod. About time for a new one anyway. I broke the little clip that holds that thing on. So now the problem with copper is it's soft, so as soon as you start smacking it, it's gonna mushroom. But what I was originally thinking, if I can get it to go down, oh yeah, look, it's coming out of the hole. Wait, let me turn my little GoPro light on. See, that's what I was originally thinking. I could just knock it down, but look what's happening. I'm mushrooming. Man. Possibly if I can get it started, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it back here out as far as I can. Leave as much. Maybe I can get a good smack on that with a big hammer, you know, or maybe I'll cut it over here a little more and leave a little more and just straighten them out. And maybe if I beat it down hard enough, give it one good whack. Anyway, I'm gonna get the time lapse set up. It's gonna be interesting getting a cut started. I might have to drive you know, get a space in here somehow just to get us started. But I'm gonna use a carbide bit. Those ones from yesterday, you know, if it wasn't for these things here, and there's a pile of this stuff. This was my problem yesterday. Those things, look at all this. These little slithers were just destroying my productivity. Okay, I had to start off with this little blade because it was tapered. It got down in there and did a great job cutting this thing up. Then I switched back to the carbide blade, and we're going to run this around. I'll flip it. We'll get a weigh on that crown, and then see if we could do something about getting that stuff out. What I'm going to do is, before I start hammering down on them, I'm going to put the wedges back in the top and see if I can't just break some of that glue and loosen it up a little bit. I'd really like to get this out without any, you know, without having to break out the barbecue. got to be the heaviest end I've ever cut off a motor, by far. Whoa.
Is it heavy?
92 pounds. Okay, we got 115 pounds. We just cut off the end. Now, I think this thing's gonna have way less copper than I thought. But it's all right. We're already making money. Now, this is what I was talking about. If I can straighten these out. We can get a couple of these straightened so I can whack them straight down to the top. We're gonna move on to the when in doubt, cook it out method. I'm gonna cut the end off of that other one. I'm gonna put these aside. I'm gonna get my truck set up, start loading some other things, and get this prepared for a barbecue. All right, man, we got this thing cut. Now, the blade, because you're cutting through here and then on the bottom, they're on an angle. Man, the blade was walking all over, and I actually broke 2 blades on this one. And I think it's just because they were fatigued, and I was like really twisting on them. But I think this one here might be a little heavier than the other one. Although I did leave a lot on the bone here. That's all right, we'll get that out later after the barbecue. So I'm gonna pick that up with the forklift and set it on the scale. We're at 116 right now. So we got 225 pounds, which is somewhere around $750, I think. I do have a pretty decent chunk of wire. Ugh. I don't know, man. There might be 100 pounds in there. We're gonna strip that. We'll add it to that. Then we're gonna start cleaning up this mess over here. We'll get this steel on a pallet. And then I'm gonna go through all this stuff, whatever can be loaded on the trailer, and go to Miami. We're gonna get out of here. All right, we got a little time before I'm gonna start the barbecue because it's still kind of early, even though it's dark out. I'm gonna wait until later in the night when no one's around to cook them off, only because it stinks. So what we're gonna do now is strip this wire. Now, I did just weigh this, and I think it was like 70 pounds. So I'm pretty interested to see what we get out of this. Actually, you know what? There was a bunch of stuff on this scale. I didn't. 80 pounds, even. We got 12 pounds, so we got 68 pounds of wire here. This wire has that shellac all over it, so there's like a whole bunch of sharp little ridges on it. And I mean, I should always be wearing gloves. I literally come in this shop, I touch two things, and my hands are filthy. Okay, see what we got. See, this is a big mess. Yeah, look at that. See that? All that crusty stuff. Turn on my fan. That's actually creating all kinds of little micro dust. Woo! Oh man! Dude, I was just outside 10 minutes ago. I swear the temperature just dropped 10 degrees in 10 minutes. Feels like we're having an Arctic storm down here. This stuff is no joke, man. Look at all that glue. The only stripping is my hand, man. How does that even happen? Man, that's ridiculous. Holy smoke. All right. Wow. Oh, you know what it is? There was a pre-bend in there, so it just kind of went with the roller. Alright, so when we got a pre-bend, we got to remember to make it go down and not up. Man, that's some tough stuff. But that's some real nice thick cable. You know what I love about that? I call it SO cable or welding cable. It lays down in the drum really nice. It don't look like much, but it's pretty heavy. All right, let's get this back up on the scale. Started out with 68 pounds. .7, so let's just say 67 minus 12, 55 pounds. So it seems like there was like 18 pounds or something of insulation. 55 pounds, that's probably about $180 we just added to the pot. thing's hot off the press, man. She's still smoking. We don't want to melt our stuff. So I want to try to pull this while the glue is still hot. I don't even know if we cooked it enough. But we about to find out. What I'm going to do is basically just get this over here and chain it to the press. And then hopefully we can get some of this copper. I think I could just, I don't even think I need to really chain it. I could probably just grab on this and pull a little bit, see if it's going to do anything. Most of this stuff I can probably get a good grip on, but there's going to be some of this stuff that, I don't know, hopefully it's loose enough I can crack it from the back. But what I need to get this over a little bit more. And we're going to be putting the table to the limit. These things weigh, I think this one weighed over 1,800. One weighed over 18 and one weighed over 17. So it's a lot of weight sitting on the table. But I don't think this is the most weight individually. I've had probably almost 2 tons sitting on this table. But this is kind of sketch being out here. But this thing does have feet welded to it. I got a jack under it. So yeah, hopefully we're good to go. Oh yeah! Uh-oh. That's some pretty heavy stuff, man. That's only the first row. Pulling 2 at once right there. my windshield on the camera. Maybe that'll help. I gotta have this fan on, man. This stuff smells. We'll do a couple more, and then we'll hit the time lapse. It's actually coming out really easy. It's already a nice chunk. Gonna have to do is do half of this, take this back down with the forklift and go roll it outside and flip it over. This is just too big, man. Oh, we got all of them coming out now. Okay, the battery on the GoPro died. I just wanted to give a quick update. I had to go get a second chain and wrap the bottom because I could touch this now and it is either squeezed back down on it or the glue has solidified again, and it's tough, man. I'm pulling hard on this thing. I'm having to kind of try to break it free one at a time. It's a little tedious, but we got a huge nugget right there. Those little bars, these things are solid, man. I estimated I was going to get an additional 100 pounds out of each one of these. What I did is I measured one of the bars and then I measured here, but there was a lot sticking out on here, so it's probably going to be a little bit more than 100 pounds on each one of these. these at once. Hopefully this thing stays warm. All right, I'm gonna go get another chain for the bottom, and then yeah, I'm gonna just keep trying to pull two at a time. If I can keep this back and get it straight, I think I can get them broke out. Okay, I'm not sure what happened to the last little bit of footage that I had, but here's the final breakdown on the stator. We started out with 5,439 pounds. I paid 35 cents a pound, $1,903.65. There was 4,887 pounds of steel at 8 cents a pound for $390.96. which was a whopping 89%, basically. That's crazy. And then the number 2 copper, we pulled out 552 pounds. I got $3.50 a pound for $1,932, which was 10.14%. Very low percentage on that. Lots of steel. Now, that's including all that heavy steel I cut off the outside. Like the stator itself, there was probably, I'd say 800 pounds of casing. So the stator would have been a little higher percentage if it was by itself, but that's the way I bought it. So that's what we got. For a total of $2,322.96. minus the $1,903 I paid for it, so there was only $419.31 profit in that stator, which seems really low for how big that thing is. But in conjunction with the rotor, which basically had $1,900 of profit in it, and that was way easier to get apart. And then I've noticed that it seems like the rotors is where the money's at. And matter of fact, I got another big boy coming up here. You'll see it's pretty much the same thing. So in total there was $2,337.73 in profit in that. And overall, like if you got that for free and we're gonna break it down, it was worth $5,476 in scrap. Now, it took me, I think I said this took me a day, and that's including like getting it, processing it, and then selling it off. This probably took me a solid long day, and I'm going to include the going to get it and selling it with this because, I mean, I sold it all together. Looking back, would I do this again? Absolutely. And I would actually just buy that by itself. Now that I know what I'm doing, I can make that $419 in a day. I'd be able to get that thing apart. It was kind of broken up the way I did it. I was doing a lot of things at once. And then I'll probably go over it in the next video. I have the numbers from all them other stators that I had bought with this stuff. One of them I still need to cook, and I'll show that in another video, because the machine just wouldn't pull it out. There was just too much glue. But overall, I made my money back on the load pretty much right here. I literally only had $15 to make. So all of that, all of this to the $2,300 was pretty much my profit. And I could probably, now that I know how to get this apart really fast, this I can get apart. I think I did that last coil in 20 minutes or something. So this I can get apart in like 2 hours probably. This is going to take the majority of a day, but I believe I can get another one of these apart in a day and a half at max, you know. So I'll definitely grab another one if I get the chance. Yeah, while it was warm, it came right out. You know, it wasn't hard at all. It just, grabbing it was kind of tough because of the way they were bent. But overall, it came out pretty easy, you know. And now that I know the process, I can improve on it and get the time down. This overall probably took me 3 days with everything. So we made the 2,300 in about 3 days, which isn't bad. And then there was other stuff I was doing, you know, all that other rotors and stators that I pulled the copper out of. So, and then I got that one didn't fit in the machine at all. But I just did one that was literally inches from not fitting in the machine. So stay tuned for that video. If you come this far, thanks for watching. Stay tuned because I'm not in my office right now, but I do have the ticket from this. And I think part of that ticket is, you know, from the next video coming up. So stay tuned for all that. And we got a lot of good things coming. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. Dancing. You ever seen your copper dancing before?